What's up, guys? Today on Post-Work Hangs, episode number 2, we're going to be learning the useful skill of replacing a skateboard deck. Whether that is building your very first board or replacing your broken old one, it's a useful skill to know how to do, and there's many ways to do it. I'm going to show you guys a quick and easy way and the way that I typically do whenever I need to replace a deck. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so the tools you're going to need for this job, they make it pretty easy with a skate tool. I have no idea what the brand of this one is because I've had it for like 10 years. But they're all pretty much the same. I would recommend the ones that kind of have the thinner part right here, because oftentimes when you're trying to get into your truck, it's going to do this thing. You're going to want a utility blade knife, also known as a razor blade. I think I got these for about $1.50. You can use like a regular knife, but just know that you're gonna be cutting basically sandpaper. Another thing you're gonna need, by the way, is some sort of like hard metal. A lot of people will use either a screwdriver or like a wrench, some kind of hard metal to mark the grip tape or to score it. That's pretty much it, besides, you know, your trucks, your new deck, your new grip tape. You've got 3 different size hexes, and then you've got a Phillips head. Mine happen to be hexes, but whatever hardware you got, if it's in the mail or whatever, it'll tell you that information. On almost all boards, there will be a nose and a tail. The tail is slightly shorter with a little bit sharper angle like that, and then the nose is going to be, there's going to be more room between the front bolts and then the raise of the nose. So that's kind of how you tell. Generally the nose is just gonna look a little bit bigger and a little longer. I'm gonna go ahead and start removing these with my hex key and my skate tool. Some people will, you know, rotate their trucks, but I tend to keep them in the same place. As far as the back truck and the front truck, the way your weight is distributed for certain tricks makes it to where you, at least I would feel very uncomfortable with my front truck as my back truck. So I'll put the nut back on there and I'll place them aside in a safe place, because these are, you don't want to lose any of this stuff. Sometimes hardware will automatically come with like different colors, or I've even seen like different shapes. By that I'm talking about, you'll notice here that some of these are green and some of them are silver. Whatever's different, I'll usually put it in the front, and I usually do it in a specific way. That's going to be whatever you're into. Mostly for me, that is just to quickly determine what is the nose and what's the tail. I do not use risers, by the way. If your first board is a complete or whatever, they most likely did include risers. I personally don't find that they're necessary. I like the trucks to be real low, so there's not a whole lot of distance between the board and the wheelbase. I don't use risers. Some people do. This board that I had, it's from Denton Skate Supply. Unfortunately, they are no longer in business, but I used to like their shop decks, and they're all pretty much the same with, you know, whatever logo your local shop has. Where I live at right now does not have a skate shop. We have a Zoomies. I just would rather support an actual skate shop. However, if you're on a budget, sometimes you can go into a Zoomies and they'll have like either a like a sale rack or decks that are slightly off some way. Either the graphics messed up or something about it is like slightly amiss, and it'll be cheaper. It's not a bad option if you're on a budget or whatever. But I got this deck from No Comply, which is a skate shop in Austin, Texas. Figured if I'm getting just like a random blank deck, might as well support a skate shop that is local to somebody, and it's here in Texas. So this is the No Comply script logo deck, 8.125. It doesn't show the price on here, but I want to say it was between 30 and 40 bucks shipped, so affordable. I asked in the notes for a yellow one. They don't appear to have even seen the notes because I got a green one, but it's all good. All right, just kind of a basic shop deck. Honestly, it looks very similar to the deck I was skating before as far as shape. A lot of times they'll be stickers or whatever. I don't think it really matters. I mean, obviously it doesn't really matter, but I would know. While I was waiting for this board to get shipped to me, I was listening to the 9 Club with Chris Roberts. They had the guest Seva Krotkov, I think is how you pronounce it. All these links are down below, by the way. And I heard that he started his own grip tape company, which kind of intrigued me because I always thought it was weird there weren't more smaller grip tape companies, and it was interesting to hear about the whole process of like designing actual grip tape. And his company is called Alvear Co. Might be Alvear Skate Co., but the website is alvearco.com. I guess not too grippy, but not too slick. I don't know. I honestly just kind of wanted to support skaters starting a company, and I'd always wanted to try like a different kind of grip besides Jessup or Mob. That's all that's in there. Got a couple stickers with it, that's cool. Hopefully he's making sales. The Alvear is slightly wider than the Jessup, but yeah, just grip tape. So before applying the grip tape, you're just going to want to make sure this surface is clear and ready for adhesion. Also, at this point, if you're going to want to do any kind of like designs or, you know, cutting your grip tape in any way, this would be where you wanted to do that. I personally do not do that. Kind of start peeling. I'll only peel as much as I'm putting on at the time. This is kind of just one of those things you're going to have to learn as you go. There's different methods that people use. People get really worried about like air bubbles and stuff like that. I honestly don't think it's a big deal. Once you skate for like 2 hours, they'll be gone. What you do need to worry about, however, is that you're lined up to where you're gonna be fully good across the whole thing, and make sure that it's gonna be long enough. Apply. Get some stick. Line it up a little bit as you're going. Pull this all the way off, and then just apply there so where it sticks temporarily. And then you're going to want to just go down evenly. Make sure you're not stuck like I was there, and just try to avoid doing bubbles. If you feel some bubbles starting to form, like I said, it's not the end of the world. All right. We feel pretty applied there. Here is where you would need like a hard piece of metal. I'm gonna use the side of my truck right here. The idea here, by the way, is I try to do it kind of just straight down. And what we're doing is we're outlining the top edge of the grip tape where the board is at the highest point. That's where we're gonna cut later. This basically kind of scores it, makes it easier to cut, and it gives us an idea of the line that we're gonna wanna be cutting. Just want to go all the way around. All right, so when you're done with that, you're gonna have the shape of the board like that. I'm gonna go ahead and open my utility knife with this. Like I said, you're just gonna want to kind of peel up a little bit and find that score mark. Some people are, you know, want to be super exact about this. It's gonna end up messed up anyways. You're gonna land, you know, upside down on your board on a ledge, and you're gonna destroy all your hard work here. So don't freak out too much if you miss too much. You're just gonna wanna just come up through there, go through the scored part, and then you're just gonna come along and just slice it. It's nice to have a new blade because it's very easy to cut this. Realize I said I don't recommend doing this, but obviously I'm like telling you how to do it, so be careful is what I'm really trying to get at. This is just one of those things that you're gonna do some of them really good, some of them not as good. But the more of them you do, the more comfortable you'll get doing this. With this extra, we're gonna make a little tool. The reason you do this is because the edges are where it may come up. This is not a super necessary step, but I tend to like to do it, so I'm gonna be careful and put this somewhere safe. And I'm gonna take this little part. Just gonna go around the edges. Don't do it too hard because this is new grip tape that actually is pretty sharp. So just kind of just go along. And what we're gonna be doing is basically just making sure that it's fully stuck to the edges. All right, so there we go. Okay, it looks pretty smooth. All right, now that we are gripped, we are going to need to poke out the holes, the bolt that holds the truck on, and usually it goes that way, but I'm going the other way through it, and I'm just putting it there, and I'm gonna just give it a whack, a quick whack, and it will poke through that. So with the holes poked and the grip tape applied and smoothed and sanded, now we're going to start putting the old trucks back on. So here's where you're gonna need to be thinking about which truck went on where and where the specific hardware went on if you want to designate a nose and a tail like I tend to do. All right, so now I'm gonna put on my trucks the exact same way that I took them off. All right, guys, fully tightened on there. Definitely take the skate tool to the park the day you build your skateboard. You're gonna wanna retighten these just to make sure it's set in place and everything. I think it looks pretty good. So this is gonna be our nose over here. We got my green to show me which way is up. And yeah, there we go. If you got any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop a comment below. Or if you saw me do anything different than you usually do it, let me know. Do all that good stuff. This is a brand new channel, so every little bit helps. Appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all next time. Peace. What's up, guys? Today on Post Work Kings, you're gonna need to move a little bit.